recognize that there is a unified global corporate government telling people in Australia, in England, in the United States, in Canada, and Europe-wide, you don't have neighbor kids over. In England, they're saying you got to have a license to even talk to kids. They're making everybody learn that they're a terrorist, that they're bad, that they're not allowed to talk to their neighbors. And they're coming into every facet of life. They're actually in major cities like Tulsa, Oklahoma, with the headline, "Licenses Proposed for Gardens," with the city councilman saying they may grow marijuana. So you're guilty until proven innocent. It's bad in your backyard. And see, because the council doesn't control that, and they're God. They run your life. You are their slave. It isn't enough you pay all the taxes and pay the cops when they pull you over and pay all the regulations and kiss their butt and call them authorities and officials. You're going to have your entire life run by them. And you know, there's the city councilman in the paper going, yeah, everybody's getting into gardens, and we don't know what's being grown, and we need to have the police inspect your gardens to license them because there might be marijuana. And I've done a lot of stories, covered a lot of stories here in Austin of, in one case, an old lady, no criminal record, lived in her little house out in Travis County by Spicewood, right by Pootie's Bar, one of Willie Nelson's stagehands bars. And they SWAT teamed her. She had bloodweed growing in the forest down the hill from her. Everybody knows bloodweed grows everywhere. It doesn't even look anything like marijuana. They came in, laughed about the bloodweed, kicked her dog, tore everything apart, went in a rent house she had on the property, pulled out a guy's Playboy magazine, and made fun of it in front of him. Now, that's how America operates. Meanwhile, the government ships in the majority of the narcotics to carry all of this out. They want in your life, period. And that's what this new government policy imposes strict standards on garage sales. Americans who slap $1 price tags on their used possessions at garage sales or bazaar events risk a $15 million fine thanks to new government campaign. That's Fox News. I have McClatchy newspapers here. Seller beware, feds cracking down on garage sales. And when I printed both of these articles, they had ads to become a police officer on the sides of each one. Not just because that's what the cookies showed, that it was a cop article, an article about police, but that's just the major ads now. Look, about once a year, I'll go to Toys R Us to buy a bike or something for my kids. And every time I walk in, there's a big board hanging on the wall of files of the recalls, thousands of them per year. They say for 10 years, you've got to go check on an online registry of all the recalled toys. That's just toys. Everything else as high as 10% of things get recalled. No one knows all this. No one knows where they got a table. No one knows where this mouse came from if it gets recalled. I don't have time to sit there and read hundreds of documents. There's a 10% chance this has been recalled. That's got some lead part in it. Hell, more than half the milk products for kids have got melamine in it. Instead of recalling it, though, they just say, oh, melamine's good for you now. Many different inks that you print with get recalled now with all sorts of poison in it from China and the U.S. Upwards of 10% of products are recalled. One time my wife got freaked out about it about 2-3 years ago, and that was really big news. And she found out the little blue table we got with a red, yellow, and green chair for kids from Target was recalled, and she freaked out and took it back. And then she found out she's like, my God, this is recalled. This is recalled. This is recalled. And pretty soon I said, yeah, just anything made in China, you can forget it. See, because they got to store that toxic waste from all their chemical plants and all their microchip plants. Just like they had fluoride in the 40s after World War II, they said, hell, dump it in the water. Because they've been doing that in Tennessee at the nuke plants, the byproduct of making the uranium rods and the plutonium rods. mainly uranium rods, they'd been dumping it in the water. And they said, hell, public didn't notice, so they dump it in the water. China dumps it in your cereal, dumps it in your baby formula, dumps it in your drugs, dumps it in the paint. Paint's a great place to mix poison up because it congeals and freezes. So you now are supposed to know tens of thousands of products that have been recalled, and you're supposed to then not, and they say they're already under the federal stimulus money, paying for local cops to be federalized, and it's already being reported. They're coming up and writing people $100,000 tickets. And they come in with a computer laptop without a warrant. That's search everything you've got. You sit there going, whoa, I was just trying to clean out the garage. Shut up. Shut up, Al-Qaeda. And you think I'm joking. I get reports every day or two of them SWAT teaming Amish, SWAT teaming farmers and ranchers. They don't just come and fine you in all these states now saying you can't sell eggs or watermelons or squash or whatever without a permit. They now send SWAT teams. We've had the farmers on the show. They're rogue. They're criminal. I mean, I think about how it's in the news every week, how different Texas towns just pull over old ladies, pull over people and rob the hell out of them, and people get on the news and make excuses. They go, yeah, we take your money. By the way, me and my family and cousins run the town. There's nothing that he ain't gonna do. And it's just like Hartman. The entire town hates the private con artist with 14 felonies coming in and taking over the prison and policing people. But every one of the locals that's in power just sits there and goes, how about you get the hell out of here? Literally. We're going to keep running things. Damn right, we're going to throw the local slobs in there and make a little money. Oh, we're not going to let you, you think you're going to have 2 or 3 of the neighbor kids when it's sleeting outside Michigan, 20 below, as it is on average about a month out of the year. You think you're going to have kids come in and stand under your porch? They're not going to stand in your garage. And the lady's like, well, can I have them stand in the garage? No, slave. You get 1 hour out in the yard a day. You pay me everything you produce. It's all pimp game. It's like, my bitches pay me 110% back. And they're like, I just love you, baby. They were telling me a story about some HBO special about pimps. What was the name of the movie? Pimps up, hoes down. And Hartman, go ahead and come on the mic and describe it. Because, I mean, Hartman tells the story good, but this lady's been in a car wreck or shot, and she's just telling the pimp, I'm sorry, baby, I'm going to get you the money. I'm going to get you everything you need, Homeland Security. And that's how it is with this government. It's just like, you're going to give us more. We're foreign bank run. I'm going to your calls in a moment. We're going to take everything you got, and you're going to beg us. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, just talking about pimps up, hoes down. There's a portion of there where I believe it's Pimpin' Ginn. He's a notorious, infamous pimp from way back in the day. Rappers rap about him all the time. And he had one of his workers that got beat up and shot, stabbed, the whole nine. He gets to the hospital, and the young lady is laying in the hospital bed just saying, oh, baby, I'm going to get back on them streets. I'm going to get that money for you, baby. Don't worry about me. I'm all right. I just want to get up out this bed and make this money for you. And the mom is sitting right there and looking at Pimpin' Ginn. It's like, what have you done to my baby? And just later on, he talks about the percentage of the cut. He's like, well, how much do you give your employees? 10%, 5%? It's like, hell no, I don't give them nothing. That's my money. I'll give them some chicken. I'll give them a bucket of chicken. And but no, that's all about the game right there. You know, just, I guess, psychologically raping you.
And I found that with women. I didn't know why in high school. I wasn't mean to women, but I didn't care because I was just out of my mind on testosterone, and growing up, and that's why the bad guys always get the girls. But society, now that men have been feminized, that's how this works. When those locals running that town go, we're going to have a felon run things, hell yeah, no problem with it. That is just exercising power over us, and that's what government's doing. It's consciously breaking our back. And I watch these people. I watch the troops as they die of the vaccines, as they get ripped off, as they got to pay for their own health care. They're just like, I just appreciate the government. I just worship the government. And it's a broken back, capitulated, totally broken. It's a broken society who want to be lied to. They want to feed their kids melamine. They want to take shots. They want their kids to be retarded. They want to be lied to. They want to be scammed and gamed. And they love to worship the military and worship cops and worship all of this. It's just sick.
Yeah, it's almost as like people get the okie doke pulled on them so many times that they're dizzy. They're just dizzy from the okie dokes, and now they'll take whatever is given to them. They'll just go along. It's the herd mentality.
And translate okie doke, the scam.
Yeah, it's the dipsy-doo dungaroo. You know what I mean? The total flip of the script.